What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am here to talk about the UFC contenders that are going to rise and that are going to fall in 2025. These are the people that are either going to be moving up the rankings, and some of them very drastically, some of them just moving up into another echelon of the division, and the people that I believe are going to fall off either bottom of the rankings or possibly completely out of the rankings entirely in big 2025. I'm going to go through every division. I'm going to try my best to be unbiased and make some seriously good predictions here. A lot of people are not happy with my picks and my thoughts in my last video. Today, I'm proving I'm not a casual, guys, okay? Let's prove this, dude. Joshua Van. Yeah. Would a casual know Joshua Van? That's what I thought, kid. I think Joshua Van is going to be on the come up in 2025. He's going to be coming up hard all over everybody in the flyweight division. He's ranked number 15 currently. He's calling out Tim Elliott, who's ranked top 10 somehow still in 2025. Don't know how the fuck that's possible, but regardless, I believe in the flyweight division, Joshua Van is going to rise up the rankings pretty drastically into that top 10. He's very exciting to watch. Great output, pretty good grappling. His boxing is his biggest skill set that he has. Pretty good chin considering he has been knocked out pretty badly, and he's a pretty undersized flyweight, which is a pretty funny statement, but I'm pretty high on Joshua Van. I hope I'm not jinxing the bro right now, but I'm going to say he's going to be the contender that rises up in the flyweight division. As for I always love doing the downfall way more than the rise. Like the rise, I have to be a bot and just be like, this guy's really good at fighting. But the downfall, Amir Al-Blasi, your time has come. There's no way out of this one. Get this fucking guy out of the top 5 ASAP. This guy is cooked because he's ranked number 3. Shouldn't be ranked number 3. Did not beat Kai Kara France. I thought, okay, maybe he can fluke his way into a title shot if he can beat Brandon Moreno coming off a fucking layoff. Can't even do that. This guy gets completely masterclassed by Brandon Moreno. That's tough. Yeah, Amir Al-Blasi is falling off harder than fucking J. Cole in 2025. This guy is absolutely fucking cooked in this division. I truly believe Amir Al-Blasi is going to be ranked like 7, 8, 9 type shit in the flyweight division. Say goodbye, buddy. Your time has come. This guy's not finishing anybody at flyweight either, and he's not even like plot armor decisioning them. Like at least you can say with some of these other boring fuckers, they're effective with their shit. Amir Al-Blasi, I believe he is not going to be the guy at flyweight. I think he's going to fall off pretty badly. Yeah, that's my picks for flyweight. Let's move on to the bantamweight division. And the person that I believe is going to have a really sneaky kind of rise up the rankings into another echelon, I think it's going to be Song Yadong. I don't really think it's going to be this drastic run for Peyton Talbot because of inactivity. Maybe like a Montel Jackson rises up the rankings a little bit, but really like, when I'm looking at that top 15, the guy that I think has the most potential for growth in 2025 is going to be Song Yadong. I think he's coming to sing his song. He's coming with the Yadong, and I think that he's going to be able to beat someone near the top 5 or maybe just above him, like a Cheeto Vera in a rematch or Henry Cejudo. Maybe that's a pretty competitive fight, though, if Cejudo shows up well. But I still think it's somewhat winnable for Song Yadong. I'm going to say he ends up either top 5 or like number 6 in the division. One fight away from a title shot. You know they want this guy to fight for the belt. That's another reason I'm putting him here. You know that Dana White is turning fucking red and oily if this guy gets a title shot. He wants Song Yadong badly to be in the top 5 and to get a title shot. I think he's going to be on the rise in 2025. As for the downfall, man, if this happens, oh man, we're off to a great start to the year. Mario Batista. Now, when I look at Mario Batista, at first you can be like, nah, dude, this guy's gonna blob everyone else in the division. But realistically, he looked like shit against Jose Aldo, who's 40 years of age. And his path to victory against Jose Aldo, who's 40 years of age, was not through striking the way that it was for Petr Yan, was not through grappling in moments the way it was for Petr Yan, where he was able to take him down with trips and beat him up to the body and ground and pound TKO. Mario Batista had to literally cling to this guy's fucking nuts and dive at him like a Five Nights at Freddy's animation to win a robbery decision that he didn't even win. So I feel like Mario Batista has hit his fucking ceiling where he's having to go all out and cheese Jose Aldo. I don't think you're doing that to Davis and Figueiredo, young man, even though you look 40 years old. I don't think you're doing that to, call me crazy, I don't think you even do that to Cheeto Vera, bro. Dead ass. I think Rob Font might be able to piece this dude up. So, fuck Mario Batista. I think he's going to fall off in 2025 in the Bantamweight division. I think we're going to see this guy back in the Apex stat. And yeah, I really don't rate him highly as a contender. I don't think he'll get any big fights. And if he does, it's literally for them to get a highlight reel finish or to clearly beat this guy who has just thrown away his opportunity to be a contender on the rise. Trains at a pretty good gym. I think he trains with Sean O'Malley and Marcus McGee. I don't rate him though. I don't think after seeing the Jose Aldo fight and some of his other performances, I don't think Mario Batista is going to be on the rise in 2025. I don't think, let's just say I wouldn't get my hopes up for a title shot if I was Mario Batista. I don't think that's coming anytime soon. All right. Let's move on now to the featherweight division. And maybe this is wishful thinking. I didn't want to put obvious ones like, oh, Diego Lopez is going to be on the rise in 2025 because he's only going to move up. Like he's going to get a title shot pretty much his next fight. Or he's going to main event a fight night and probably get a title shot and then lose and then fight someone else and stay top 5. So I don't really consider that a rise. He had his rise in 2023. I think Arnold Allen's going to have a good 2025. Yeah, you know, mate. Yeah, probably get a title shot. Yeah, you know. Yeah, mate, you know. Not on YouTube. In the UFC, Arnold Allen's going to be on the rise. I think he's going to maybe be able to beat Aljamain Sterling. That's a very competitive fight that I think is looking like the Aljo wants it. I wouldn't be mad at that for Arnold Allen. I think that's a pretty winnable fight that has a big name that he could win on a big card and move up into that top 5. I think he can beat like a Brian Ortega. I think he can beat like a Yair Rodriguez. So I'm seeing matchups that are probably likely next for Arnold Allen that aren't people that I'm like, yeah, nah, he ain't winning that. I think Arnold Allen's going to end up top 5, maybe top 4, especially if Volkanovski or Topuria leaves the division. Bro, Arnold Allen is getting into that top 5 like nobody's fucking business. I think he's going to have a great 2025. I think he's going to be on the rise this year. And hopefully soon we get the Arnold Allen title run, dude. Hopefully that's what we get. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 2025 for my boy Arnold Allen. I think he's going to have a good year. And on the flip side of that, Aljo, brother, I'm sorry, dude. I don't think this is happening, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but I can't tell if you guys are trolling me when you're like, listen, dude, Aljo could be the guy to beat Ilya. I just can't see. I don't think Aljo believes that, bro. Like, I like Aljo. I think he's really cool. I felt like he got a lot of disrespect at Bantamweight. He's one of the greatest Bantamweights of all time. But at the same time, I don't know if he has the style to do what he did at Bantamweight to big, powerful featherweights that can grapple pretty well. I don't think he beats Ilia Topuria. Hot take, I don't think he beats Volkanovski. Maybe he could beat Diego Lopez if he's smart, but even then, that's a pretty tough fight for him. I think he could beat like a Josh Emmett, but even then, Josh Emmett's pretty bulky. He's pretty blocky. He's pretty solid. Josh Emmett's a pretty solid lad. So I don't know. When I look at the division, I just see guys above him that I think would beat him. Aside from Brian Ortega, but even then, you know, if Brian Ortega locks in, like if he breaks his beak and fucking sharpens his feathers, dude, you never know, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the storyline, dude. If he goes on Brian Ortega on the wrong day, he's getting cooked as well. So I think Aljo is gonna fall down the rankings a little bit, or potentially retire in 2025. When he just looks at the division is like, yeah, dude, listen, I'm not getting a title shot anytime soon. I don't think I'm going to, you know, he's going to be running out of options. And I think he'd rather just cut his losses and just be like, yeah, dude, listen, I tried. I'm just going to retire. I've made my money. That's what I think is going to be the fate for Aljo in 2025. Hopefully that's wrong. I like Aljo. Like I said, I would love to see him go on a pretty decent run. But I just don't think that's going to happen at featherweight, honestly. So I'm going to move on now to the lightweight division. And honestly, I was considering putting Paddy Pimblett because I've been glazing the fuck out of him in a lot of videos. But I'm gonna go a different route. I'm going to glaze my boy Max Holloway. Max Holloway's coming back in 2025 with a fucking vengeance, dude. Max Holloway will be a top contender at lightweight, bro. He will be in that top 5 consistently. He will be fighting for the belt soon at 155. Doesn't matter if it's Charles, who's the champion, Islam, Arman Sakarian. It really doesn't matter. I think when you look at Max Hollywood and he goes in there against Maklashev or Sakarian, I think he can do great against both of those guys. He's a really underrated grappler. Ilya said he's too strong. He can't hold him down. There's something to that. I bring you this because he's going to wear floral shorts. I think Max Holloway is going to do good at 155. I know that's not a super hot take, but I'm standing on that. I think he beats pretty much everyone ranked below him in the top 5. I think he could beat Gaethje again. Obviously, he already fucking destroyed Gaethje. I think he could beat Poirier right now if he looks like he did against Makhachev. He was pretty slow. He had good moments, but he still got outstruck pretty badly by Makhachev at moments, and I know that's because of the wrestling threat, but I also think Max Holloway is still an elite striker and was doing very good against Ilia Topuria. If he goes up to 155, it's probably going to help his chin. If there's an issue with that, it's going to be helped by being up at 155, not cutting down to 145. I think we're still looking at like a evolving, almost prime Max Holloway. Like, I feel like he was in his prime at UFC 300. And the fact that Ilia beat him is crazy, but I think at 155, he's going to be bigger. He's going to be stronger, a little bit more powerful. We saw how many times he rocked Justin Gaethje. I think he's going to be a serious threat to the 155 division. And yes, I am definitely biased and coping. I want my boy to be succeeding. That's just it is what it is. It is what it is, brother. Hey, listen, it is what it is. As for the downfall of 155, now there's a lot of easy fucking targets here. All right, bro. I'm not going to go for the low-hanging fruit. I'm not going to get on a video. Maybe this is why you guys sometimes disagree with me. Because I'm not the type of guy to get on a video and be like, dude, hot take, I think Michael Chandler loses fights in 2025. It's like, no fucking shit, dude. Hot take, man. I don't think Benoit's beaten anybody in the top 15. No fucking shit, dude. All right? I'm just going to say this, man. Dan Hooker, bro, count your fucking days, man. I really, you guys know, if you've been keeping up with the channel, you know that I've been rooting for Dan Hooker, bro. I picked him against Mateus Gamrot. No one picked him against Gamrot. I did. By decision, based on damage. He lost that fight, bro. He lost that fight, and not only did he lose that fight, he got dropped by fucking Gamrot, bro. He got dropped by a comedy double punch by Gamrot and just jumped Gilly the whole time, and they gave him the fight because he rocked him at the end of round 1. I'm serious, bro. Dan Hooker is getting destroyed by Justin Gaethje, I believe. I believe Justin Gaethje is going to be too fast. I believe we're going to see patient, like that type of Gaethje, you know what I'm talking about? Like patient head movement Gaethje dancing in and out with his grumpy little face, holding his gloves. Trevor Whitman's beautiful. I just know this, bro. One fight before Holloway, Gaethje completely shut down Dustin Poirier's striking and KO'd him inside 2 rounds. 2 fights ago, Dan Hooker was getting fucking put on death row by Jalen Turner, bro. I'm sorry, but I just think that Justin Gaethje is going to absolutely school this guy. And I also think that tough matchups for him down the division are Moicano. I think Paddy Pimblett, if he's like improving, he's big, he's good at grappling, he has a crazy chin, he hits pretty hard, he's down to get in the pocket and scrap. I think these are guys that can beat him on the come up. I'm not even going to talk about like Joel Alvarez. Like, come on, bro. Like, I think there's a lot of guys ranked below him that will beat him in 2025, especially if he takes more damage. Like, if he goes in the Gaethje fight and gets KO'd or gets a lot of damage, bro, that is just... Because the only things that he really has going for him in the 155 division, he's long and rangy with his kicks. He is a very good grappler, but he never uses it until he's, like, rocked badly. Like, seeing 3 of you type of rocked. And he's got good straight punches down the middle, but and a good chin. That's what I was trying to say. But I think there's guys that have a good chin that are faster, better, more well-rounded, more like explosive. And I think Dan Hooker's going to fall off a little bit in 2025. End up still top 10, maybe just 11 or 10. But yeah, I don't think that the title run's going to continue, boys. As cool as it would be, I don't think it's going to continue. All right, let's move on to the welterweight division. And now, you guys know, dude, for the welterweight on the rise, listen, kid. Let me tell you about Jack Della... No, I'm just kidding, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, bro. Come on, dude. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm a hardcore. I'm not a casual, guys. If I was a casual, answer me this. Would I be saying Michael Morales right now? Come on, bro. That's elite Spider-Man knowledge. Listen, dude. Michael Morales, undefeated, very good boxer, pretty well-rounded skill set, pretty decent power. I mean, he KO'd Neil Magny, bro. Who else is doing that to Neil Magny, bro? Who else is doing that to Neil Magny, man? Anyone that KOs Neil Magny, listen, dude. This guy beats JDM. This guy beats Leon Edwards. This guy beats Joaquin Buckley. I'm just going off your guys' logic. If you KO Neil Magny, you're basically confirmed the future champion. So I believe that Michael Morales will rise up in the rankings in 2025. Or listen, all jokes aside, I think Michael Morales will end up top 10, just top 10. Right? I do think there's guys that can beat him. The same guys that I said for Prates, I think they could beat Michael Morales. Except, I just feel like Michael Morales is a little bit more patient. His style suits fighting 5 rounds, and he's a more proven grappler. He's a better grappler overall. I would say that he's got a little bit more muscle in his frame, which probably helps against the guys at the top of the division. I would say Michael Morales is just built a little bit more to be a top 10 welterweight contender that's able to win a decision against these really tough guys that are hard to finish. That's kind of my point here. I think both of these guys are exciting as fuck, but I'm going to say Michael Morales will definitely rise up in the welterweight division in 2025. I'm looking forward to the future of this division. Like I've said, I think I've said it in some other videos, dude. When the top 15 is like JDM, Bilal, not Usman, get Usman up out of there. Like JDM, Bilal, Shavkat, Gary, Buckley, Brian Battle, Michael Morales, Carlos Prates, like guys like that, Randy Brown. Like when that's the top 15 of this division, bro, it's going to be the best fucking division in the UFC. But yeah, Michael Morales is my pick. As for the downfall, it's time to pack it up, man. Bro, I saw a video of Usman dancing. I could literally hear his knees creaking in the video, bro. I'm sorry, dude. I love Kamaru Usman. I think if he was at middleweight, this would be a very different story. But he said he's staying at welterweight. He wants to come back to welterweight. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it in terms of the ability to be physical because of his injuries. I think his game has been really figured out by a lot of guys at the top of the division because there's so much footage on him. He's fought so many like different styles that we've seen all these things that are weaknesses for him and things that he's not super good at or ways that you can beat him. And realistically, he's kind of locked out of the title picture as well, which makes me think that, you know, you lose to Buckley, bro, this guy's dropping down the rankings and fighting a rematch with Colby Covington, or he's fighting fucking, I don't even know, Carlos Prates maybe, Michael Morales, like that one more loss, I think we're going to see a drastic drop for Kamaru Usman. I hope I'm wrong. I really like Usman. Like I said in my bingo card video for 2025, I hope Usman gets a win in 2025, but yeah, dude, I don't think he's going to stay at the top of the division, like ranked number 2. I just don't think he's going to maintain that in 2025. Moving on now, I'm going to talk about the middleweight division. This was probably the easiest one to do. Like some of these other ones, it was kind of hard to pick and choose who I think. But the middleweight division was really fucking simple. Anthony Hernandez is going to rise up the division. He's going to beat Brendan Allen, and then he's going to beat someone in the top 5, like fucking, I don't even know, dude. Nasruddin Mavov, that sounds like a fucking Anthony Hernandez victim to me. Israel Adesanya, come on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Robert Whittaker, if he's not locked in, come on, bruh. Anthony Hernandez is going to be on the rise in 2025. I've been saying this for years. You cannot hit me with the fucking bandwagon allegations. I've been on this for years. All right, dude. Been here for years. All right. Anthony Hernandez, I believe 2025 is going to be a very big year for him in the middleweight division. Now, as for the fall off, Roman Dolidze, brother. Listen, man, you made it out of 2023. Oh, I beat Anthony Smith. Oh, I beat, who else did this fucking guy beat? Oh, I beat Kevin Holland. No more, bro. You're ranked number 10, brother. You're going to be fighting some actual fucking competition now, buddy. This guy, this fuckery won't keep going on, bro. I like that phrase. I'm going to keep saying, this fuckery won't go on much longer, dude. This guy is not a top 10 fucking middleweight, bro. This guy got completely out-techniqued on the feet by Marvin Orkrage Vittori, bro. This guy was getting pieced by Jack Hermanson. Roman Dolidze, I'm onto you, bro. I feel like I'm the only guy that knows who the fucking imposter is in Among Us or some shit like that, dude. I don't know if that's a topical reference, but I know Roman Dolidze is the fucking imposter in that top 10 of the middleweight division. He's gonna run into somebody that can figure out that you don't shoot a takedown on this guy and you manage to win the fight. I believe he's gonna drop to that 14, 15 kind of spot in the middleweight division. Because let's be real, middleweight, the skill gap is terrible. Like, there are guys that Roman Dolidze can style on. Like Anthony Smith, who, I just want to say, I love how Anthony Smith, with everyone else that he's lost to, he can't admit defeat. He's like, listen, dude, John Jones is not actually that good. But then Roman Dolidze beats him. Listen, Roman's just too good, man. Roman's a double threat. How the fuck does that make any sense, bro? So maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe Roman Dolidze is going to be middleweight champion, but I think he's not that good. I think he's going to fall off in 2025 in the middleweight division. And yeah, man, let's move on to the light heavyweight division. This is one I'm extremely excited to talk about because people think I'm like a bandwagon fan of people that I think can beat Pereira. That's not the case at all, bro. I'm just a fan of good fighters. So listen, if Big Ank loses to Pereira, the professional is coming, okay? The professional is coming, baby. Listen, dude. I know this guy looks like fucking melted gelato, dude. I know that he literally looks like fucking ice cream from McDonald's. But let me tell you, this guy's actually badass to watch. Great striking, very well-rounded, extremely powerful in the hands, undefeated. Azamat Murzakanov, I genuinely do believe, no trolling, he will be a top contender at light heavyweight soon. He's actually skillful at striking, he has power, and he has a goofy look and name, so that makes me think that he's inevitable in this division. It's always like the goofiest choices that are like rising up the rankings somehow. I think Azamat Murzakanov is like a slightly more locked-in Shamil Gaziev, with his striking and his like build, bro. Like that build is actually crazy, but how does one acquire this build? But yeah, I think Azamat's going to be on the rise. And as for the downfall at 205, I bring legendary Polish downfall. And I bring legendary Polish power to this downfall. I love Jan Blachowicz, but I don't like that he's coming back after fucking 2 years, bro. I really don't like this huge layoff and the injuries and just the way that Jan Blachowicz has, like, because of injuries, like he's been out for so long, and the fact he's fighting Olberg. Even if he wasn't off a layoff, I think Olberg would be a very hard matchup for him because he's a big, quick striker that's very technical in the kickboxing realm, which is where Jan Blachowicz really checks you, right? Like, if you're not Alex Pereira, you're not going to beat him. Like, you have to chew him up with feints like Israel Adesanya did in their very competitive fight that, listen, guys, Joe Rogan's not biased. Izzy really was chewing him up with feints. Fucking bullshit. But listen, dude, Jan Blachowicz, I do think he can beat Carlos Olberg, but we're talking about Jan Blachowicz coming off a giant layoff. I'm worried that if he loses that, which is very, very possible, and probably what the UFC wants, if he loses that, I don't know if he gets back into that top 5. I think if he loses that, he's going to be demoted down badly to fighting like fucking Bogdan Guskov and Johnny Walker and fucking Azamat Murzakanov. You know what I mean? Like, I think Jan Blachowicz will get demoted badly from the top 5 if he loses to Olberg. So I'm going to say Jan Blachowicz will fall off decently in 2025, or maybe just retire. Like, if he loses to Olberg, maybe he just hangs it up. I think Jan Blachowicz is not going to be near like top 5 at the end of the year. That's what I'm going to say. He's going to drop down from that spot. So last one to talk about is the heavyweight division. And listen, man, controversial opinion, dude. I think that Shane Gillis is honestly the best comedian right now. Like, I know a lot of people are debating, is it Andrew Schultz? Is it Dave Chappelle? Me personally, I actually think it is Shane Gillis. I think this guy's going to go on a lot of very successful tours in 2025. I believe he's going to have a lot of sold out shows. Probably do a pretty decent special on Netflix, maybe. I know he'll put out some great podcast episodes. Listen, dude, Mick Porkin, whatever, dude. I'll get on the fucking bandwagon. Mick Porkin, I mean, this guy's got cat-like reflexes. He's quick as a cat. He's skillful. He's powerful. He's humble. He's brave. He reminds me of a lion in the jungle, just feasting on prey, just feasting on blobs at heavyweight. I think Mick Porkin, even though I really don't rate this hype train, I don't think this guy will be champion, but I'm just going to say fuck it. He'll rise up the division because this division is heavyweight. It makes no sense. As for the downfall, Cyril Gane, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm fucking done with this guy, bro. This guy pisses me off, man. Cyril Gane, I'm fucking done with this guy. He's falling off in 2025. You got cooked by Volkov. You looked like shit in that fight. I think he's going to get fed to the fucking wolves by the UFC. I honestly can see them feeding him to like Jelton Almeida, Curtis Blades. Both of those guys, I believe, beat Cyril Gane. I truly believe that. Unless they're fighting in Las Vegas, then good luck, boys. But yeah, I think both of those guys are terrible matchups for Cyril Gane that he will get fed to. Or they go, all right, bro, yeah, you won that fight against Volkov. All right, here's Tom Aspinall. Here's Aspinall, brother, and that is another matchup that I think he loses. It's no way out for... There's genuinely no way out for Gane. I can't believe my saying has come true. There's genuinely no way out for this fucking guy. He's fighting either Aspinall, you're cooked. You're fighting Volkov again, you're cooked. You're fighting Blades, you're cooked. You're fighting fucking Almeida, you're cooked. So I'm thinking that Gane is going to be dropping out of that top 5. Maybe, actually knowing Gane, he'll probably drop down to like 5 or 4. And then just disappear for another year and wait for the division to kind of get shit again so he can come back. But I do think he will fall off and fall out of, like his stock will drop even more in 2025. Or I don't know if that's possible, but I think if anybody can do it, it's Cyril Gane. So these are my picks for the UFC fighters that I believe will rise and fall up the rankings in 2025. Let me know your predictions in the comments down below. There's a bug on my leg. Holy fuck. Let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Your thoughts, excuse me. If you're enjoying the videos, I'm trying to keep them daily. Make sure you drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. We just hit 61,000. I really appreciate you guys. Seriously, that means a lot to me. And yeah, man, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, at Bedtime MMA. I will see you guys in the next video, man. Goodbye.